Wait, what did he just play? Siphon Soul? Oh, sick. Oh, go on mine. Oh my god. Oh my. But do you concede? Do you concede? That's disgusting. Basically, get rid of everything that's not Commencement or Sword of the Fallen. I guess Barricade's fine too. It's a really strong turn 4 play. Anywho, we like this hand. We can go boom turn 4, boom turn 5, get out something really, really strong. I mean, every game is going to have a class that stands out above the rest. But a class who had its win rate go up after nerfs, that's ridiculous. Like, if you're going to say, oh, we're going to nerf Paladin, actually nerf Paladin. Nerf the things that make it problematic. Nerf the actually problematic cards. And nerf most of them. Don't say, oh, we nerfed one Paladin card. We technically didn't lie, guys. You can't complain. Like, no, that's not how this freaking works, man. It's so silly. What do you become instead? Gets a 1-cost card. He doesn't get to choose what it is. So hopefully it's something bad. I don't know. It just, it pisses me off a lot of the time. Please don't do anything crazy. Okay. Both of these are really, really good cards. Onyxia's pretty good, I would say. You get Galloping Steed. That's not bad. It's kind of flooding the board. He's going to Hysteria this. It dies, but at least it baits out Hysteria. No, yeah, I know that new decks will come into the meta and dominate. I'm just saying, after nerfs, it shouldn't be the exact same class and a very similar style of deck, but like slightly different style, you know? And like Legends of Runeterra, I've talked about this already. Legends of Runeterra has a Legends of Runeterra patch 2 point something notes. Oh shoot. My friend sent me the patch notes or something. What was the most recent patch? For the balance anyway? Anyway, we go trade 1, trade 2, trade 3, consecrate to wipe these two, go face. He stops a decent amount of damage, but still most of the things die. We hold on to this 1-drop because I'm going to fill up the board with this anyway. There's no reason to play that, and we pass. But anyway, Legends of Runeterra talks about how, like, if there's a deck that has a 54% or higher win rate, they're going to look at it. If there's a class or a deck that has a, like, 15% or higher play rate, they're going to look at it and nerf it to the point where it will not be at that level anymore. And then, like, if a deck is rated as unfun or there are a couple of other criterias, they will nerf it based on that as well. And then, yes, other decks rise. But the problem with Hearthstone is that the same decks seem to be really, really strong, even after nerfs. People kind of just forgot about Paladin. True. Or Libram Paladin. I think that might actually be kind of accurate. Well, this goes face. But I'm missing 1 damage. I think that I just go full face with these and try to kill him next turn. I mean, this will fill my board back up. Like, this is fine, right? It doesn't really matter. My board gets filled back up. We push more damage. We got some other big minions. We might be able to finish him off with Alexstrasza turn 9. It should be fine. And we can stop the very next spell that he plays with Oh My Yogg, so it's fine. It's not the community's fault that Blizzard doesn't know to balance. I mean, yeah, I'm not saying it's the community's fault. I'm saying it's Blizzard's fault. Like, if the community as a whole develops some, like, if the meta around the community evolves around, like, Paladin being #1 because we were like, oh, Paladin's the strongest class, that's fine. Like, at first, that's fine. It becomes a problem when Blizzard doesn't nerf it correctly or do anything about it at all. Guys, the win rate is literally higher than before the nerfs. Apotheosis? Oh, jeez Louise. Oh my god. Wait, Reckoning kills it, which means that does the frenzy go off still? Oh, Reckoning counters frenzy? I didn't know that. Oh, that's so sick. Wow, okay, that sucks for him, but that's awesome for me. Another thing, I don't know why I want to bring this up as well, but another thing that I find to be interesting is the power creep discussion, which we'll talk about after I do these mulligans. Do I want 2 commencements? I think I just want 1, because if he ends up being a more aggressive version or has a really good starting hand, I think I need something to compete with the board, so let's just do that for now. 2 hands of a doll, not bad. We'll do this. I mean, then we'll go boom, boom, then we'll go boom, boom, or we'll go boom, boom, something like that. We'll do something like that. I don't know what we're going to do yet. But power creep, the thing with power creep is that Blizzard literally realized that power creep was happening like 3 or 4 years ago, which is why they implemented Wild. They have a built-in way to stop power creep. Just come out with 1 or 2 weak expansions, let the like insane stuff rotate out, and then reset from there. And then, you know, Wild will be a shit show, but it already kind of is. It's already all over the place. It's not Wild's fault or anything, but you know. But yeah, they could have done that, but they didn't. They like teased about it for like a second because Rostacon's Rumble was pretty bad, and I think the same thing with Boomsday. They were like, oh, we need to bring the power level down with both of these expansions, and then they chickened out and they were like, well, we didn't make a lot of money with these expansions because apparently people don't like bad cards. So here's what we're going to do. What we're going to do is we're going to either A, buff a ton of cards from Boomsday, or B, have the next expansion after Rostacon's Rumble be insanely powerful. And like just like break everything that we thought was balanced before. That's basically what happened. Hey, Chen, how's it going? Yeah, Blizzard doesn't care about Wild anymore. And, like, if they've already basically said indirectly in so many ways by just ignoring Wild that they don't care about Wild, then just say screw it and send all of those ridiculously OP cards to Wild and start over with a less OP set of cards. Like, I don't see why that's so difficult to do. And yet, apparently it is. Hand of a doll. This, because it's going to die to that anyway, and then we'll just Reckoning. I mean, what I'm saying is at the start of the next year, if you want to power creep cards and have powerful cards, make the core set cards the most powerful cards for that year. Like, let's say, boom, this year happens, we get to this point, right, start of a new year, new core set cards, super duper strong. Okay, super duper strong core set cards. These cards go out of the meta, and then print like medium cards, cards that would have been good like 2 years ago. I think that would have been way better. I want to go with, I guess, none of these are great. Wave of Apathy to slow him down a little bit could be good. Wave of Apathy is probably best if he puts out big minions. We'll just take that. Heal 1. It's no big deal. We have another heal spell in pass. I mean, obviously there are probably reasons why they can't do that, but it could be more of a gradual thing as opposed to just a we're changing everything right now as well. Like, there are things that they can do, and they just don't. Okay. Oof. In terms of the cards that we want, that is the second worst one behind Vuljin. However, it is still a really big minion on the board. It is still an 8/8 Divine Shield taunt minion, which is solid. Blizzard has turned into a good idea in theory card game without realizing how it's actually going to affect the meta. That's a pretty good way of describing what's happened with Blizzard. Because I feel like a lot of the cards that they come out with, I'm always like, these cards are really cool. But then I think about it, and I'm like, wait, this is going to break the meta. And then it does. And it's like, all you have to do is think about it for 5 minutes and be like, wait a minute, this combo. Wait a minute. Hysteria with the wretched, like, dude. Can make an OTK with Priest and a Warlock if you get to that point. Maybe we shouldn't do that. And then they just do it anyway. I don't know, man. It's crazy. I don't know what to say. Other than Blizzard doesn't know what they're doing half the time. Just go with that and hit this into that. It's fine. Like, I want to be confident in Blizzard and think that they know what they're doing, but everything that they do points to that they don't. Why not run Colossus instead of Alex? I used to run Colossus, and the Colossus is much worse because at least if I draw Alexstrasza, I can play her 1 turn sooner. She's got a useful battle cry. She can do direct damage, whereas the Colossus is just a pretty clunky, slow card that's not even that good. I feel like Hearthstone people are really whining over the top. Like, the only deck I don't see that needs to be deleted is Shaman. And even then, before it was, oh my goodness, delete Shaman because it has a 7/8 taunt. I don't think anybody ever really complained about the 7/8 taunt, but I see a point. I mean, when looking at the state of the game, I think that Incantus Flow needs to be nerfed. I think that when looking at the win rates of these fucking decks, I think that this needs to be nerfed. Wait. What did I just get? Who is that? Oh, well, that's kind of lame. Sorry, let me take my turn and then I'll explain this some more. I think I just win though, right? Or at least almost win. We can just go trade. We can just trade into everything. And play this. Yeah, let's just do that. Let's just heal. Because why not? Hit. Bounce. Either of these minions are really, really strong. Hit face, and pass. Anywho, I feel like Paladin, several cards need to get nerfed. A couple cards in Hunter because it's just too much damage. Druid nerfed preemptively because if these two classes are nerfed, they're the two things that beat Druid most of the time. So nerf Druid just in case. And nerf Mage because it's ridiculously toxic. And then give Shaman some draw cards. And I feel like after that, the meta will be in a much better place. And I mean, obviously, I might be wrong. But I feel like the things that I just mentioned would do a lot better than what Blizzard has currently done. Nerf the goddamn Librams. The Librams have been one of the top decks in the game, not just for Paladin, since the Elder Attendant was buffed. Since then, it has been a top tier, like top 5 to 8 deck, if not top 3, for the past, like, 7 months. Nerf some of their secrets. Some of their secrets give too much value. Nerf, Conviction, so you can't be as aggro. Nerf Blessing of Authority. Who said a 5-mana +8/+8 is okay? it's gotten to the point where Blessing of Authority is one of the more balanced Paladin cards. Like, just tone, I don't know. I feel like I could just sit down in a room with some other people, like other Hearthstone content creators, and we could balance the meta better than what Blizzard has done. That's all I'm saying. Warlock usually does pretty well against this deck. However, with 2 Sword of the Fallens to thin out my deck a ton, I actually think that this will be pretty solid. And Hammer of Naru will be a good turn 6 play eventually. Like, we have good cards. This is fine. This will be good follow-up. Four hours of trying to play Clunky Face Hunter. Oh. I'll play Clunky Face Hunter tomorrow for sure, though. I already have thumbnails made for these decks. Like, the way that I do this is because I have a thumbnail guy, and we are in different time zones. So I tell him the decks that I play, and then I have to play those decks and get content, so that way I can eventually make the videos on them. Which is why I always prioritize, like, the first 2 or 3 decks before I think, like, oh, what deck should I play now? That's just generally what ends up happening. But I'll play 1 game after this just to throw it in there, just because I feel like it'll be a fun deck, and then I'll probably be done streaming for the day. If you're a new player, this free-to-play game, and then have to spend $20 just to get a viable deck, it would probably turn you away. No, yeah, that's true. Like I said, Blizzard's free-to-play model is absolute garbage. It is archaic. Card pack systems are just stupid. Like, sure, you have the adrenaline of opening packs, which can be cool, don't get me wrong. I do get that. But at the same time, it's still not healthy for people to have to do. Like, it's not healthy for the game. Plague's Proto Drake, not bad. If we can get a minion to stick on the board, we can then pop it out with a Plague Proto Drake, but it'll probably be more of a turn 7 play than anything else. Yeah. The hand has a lot of weapons, true. Okay, he kills that off. It is kind of lame. Not a huge fan. But understandable. I mean, it's not... That's not great, but... What if we play Vul Jin as a means to pull out a strong minion from his board? Or from his hand, like Ticketus or Yasharaj. What if we get something... What if we snipe something? But then again, what if we end up hitting something like Ogremancer, and I'm just like, well, shoot, now I'm screwed. I don't think it's worth playing him. I really don't. I don't think he has Ticketus in his hand. I just have this gut feeling that he doesn't. Ticketus is going to be 5 or greater in terms of cards, turns drawn. If he ends up being one of these cards, then I guess I was wrong and I should have taken the chance. Token Druid's Bomb and it only costs 3,000 dust. That's true. It's actually very true. It is a very good deck for how little it costs. It's kind of crazy, actually. The question is, do I play Vul Jin after I know he gets Yasharaj? Because then I'd have to deal with a 10-10. But also, he wouldn't get the battle cry. I don't know. Face Hunter's also cheap. That's true. Like, you can climb free-to-play. Like I said, I hit Legend as a free-to-play player with Face Hunter way back when. I mean, it's definitely able to play free-to-play. But the problem is, it's not a pay-to-win game, but it's a pay-to-have-fun game. Right? Like, you can't try other decks. Wait, what did he just play? Siphon Soul? Oh, sick. Oh! Go on mine! Oh my god! Oh my... But do you concede? Do you concede? That's disgusting. That is there's no way. There's no way that just happened. There's no way that just happened. Plague Proto Drake 2, please. Oh my god. I hate Oh My Yogg. Like, what is he supposed to do to play around that? Right? Like, there's nothing that he can do to play around that. It was strictly worse for him than Counterspell in so many ways. He took 8 more damage and had his spell countered. That's, oh my god. I feel bad. I feel bad, actually. Oh My Yogg should not exist. I actually hope that I want Oh My Yogg to get removed from the game. Or like, literally just being a 1-mana counter spell would be better. That's why Yogg is not. Yeah, he just has to concede here. Like, what was that? Okay, so this deck is surprisingly good. I didn't think this deck was going to be good when I first tried it, and even since then, I am 14-6 with this build. Overall, the deck basically got buffed with the first day of school change. I think that the more aggressive versions of Paladin got nerfed, but since this deck really only wants to, like, try to put minions on the board to contest the board as opposed to completely, like, you know, take over, getting 1 extra 1-drop is actually a good thing for this deck, because it's okay if you don't have a 1-drop play, right? Because if you come back onto the board turns 2, 3, and 4, especially turn 4, which you can sometimes drop Barricade on, that's all you need to do, because your win condition comes around turn 6 and 7 when you drop the hammer in commencement. It's not like other versions of Paladin where you needed to get that turn 1 play to put pressure on the board to snowball. This is more of a, you want resources to buy you time to get to your late game, and that is what this deck does, and it does it really, really well with this new first day of school. And also Sword of the Fallen to thin out your deck and get you some secrets. So overall, this deck has proven to be quite good. And let's just talk about mulligans real quick. First day of school, Hand of a Doll, Sword of the Fallen, Barricade, and I like keeping Commencement unless you're into a deck like Hunter, which will be pure aggro. But first day of school and Sword of the Fallen are the #1 things you want to keep. So yeah, look for those ideally.